welcome to another episode of Real Talk with the Snake and the Rooster. Hopefully you tuned in last week and watched Travis.
And the alpacas.
So we had our first interview this week. We're going to have our broadcaster, Cristiano Simonetta. He'll be in here momentarily. We're making him stay out of the room for a minute.
Yeah.
He'll be back. But our first live, not live, but in person.
We have a
interview.
whole other chair set up right here.
Yes.
And he's going to be in the hot seat.
Yeah. He said in 2010, it looks like, he said he dreamed of being a sports broadcaster when he grew up, and look at him now.
He is.
Living his dream right here at the Lincoln Stars.
Dreams.
So, he's the voice of the Stars on MixLR on all of our broadcasters, so we'll be with him here in a few minutes. Okay, we are here with our interviewee, Cristiano Simonetta.
So how do you say your last name?
Broadcaster.
She did a great job.
I could be a broadcaster someday. Or not.
Those Russian names are way harder than Simonetta.
Would not be good. First interview in person, so this is good.
Should we call our interview spot the Nest? Snakes have nests and chickens have nests and roosters are in the nest.
You're in the nest.
Welcome to the nest.
I'm very terrified.
First one. You're the first one. You should be terrified. Well, let's get to the point real quick.
Tell us about your nickname.
The nickname, so we don't mess it up because it's going to come out.
Yeah.
Well, it's not too complicated. I mean, one of my favorite movies is Anchorman of all time. It's been Anchorman ever since I was a kid, and obviously Will Ferrell plays Ron Burgundy, and he's a broadcaster, and Will Ferrell actually wanted to be a sports broadcaster growing up, so I kind of had that same sort of mentality of wanting to do this my entire life, and that movie kind of just allowed me to have some comedy in not only my personal life but in my work too. It's a fun time when I broadcast games. As people know, I like to make some jokes and make light of everything going on. But then you guys just heard that I liked Anchorman. I told you guys that, and you guys, who doesn't like Anchorman? So Ron is a little shorter than Cristiano, so it was a nickname that kind of stuck.
Ron it is.
Ron is.
Ron
has been our secret producer this whole time.
Yeah,
so if you hear us yelling out Ron all the time, this is who we're yelling at.
And we yell at him a lot.
Yeah. It's Cristiano, where everyone that's got a really long name, we're you need a new name.
Yeah.
Because this is too much. Too much. So Ron is easy, it's quick, it's fun to yell really loud, so it works. So if you feel free to call him Ron, everyone.
Sure.
This is Ron. He responds to Ron. We're gonna start with the norm of the zodiac sign and all that, and see how he fits in here in our little weird group we have.
Do you know what your Chinese zodiac is?
My Chinese
it's an animal.
I'm a rat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But since you were born in '96, you're a fire rat.
That's awesome.
Yes.
I'm very proud to be a fire rat.
And so I was on my favorite website, travelchinaguide.com or whatever it is.
We are not sponsored by them.
No, but we should be, because they give me all of my information. Your lucky colors I thought were kind of cool. They're blue, gray, gold, and green.
Well,
Blue and gray is kind of starsy, blue and gold.
Yeah, well, that's weird. My favorite NHL team is the St. Louis Blues.
Yep.
So that's kind of weird.
Yep, I thought that was pretty cool. And so your personality traits. Smart. Do you think you're smart?
Subjectively, yeah.
Capable.
I like to think so.
Generous.
Yes.
Good at socializing.
I do social media.
And you can get along well with others.
Yeah.
So then the cons.
Oh, great.
These are hilarious. You don't like anything restricting your freedom.
Sure. I mean, my mom was pretty overprotective growing up, and she still kind of is with me being out here. She liked to check in on me and then the rest of my family too. So
That's
I kind
just a
of.
mom thing.
Yeah, I don't think that's restricting your freedom.
So.
Well, growing up, my freedom was restricted by my parents, and that's okay.
Don't pass the sidewalk.
Yeah, not that.
You don't want to go 2 squares.
I wasn't one of those kids with like a leash on and the parents walking behind him, but yeah.
Lack internal control and discipline.
No, I don't agree.
You don't agree? That's fine. Stubborn.
Yeah.
Yeah. And tend to make others feel uncomfortable.
That's definitely true.
I
I think my sarcasm makes a lot of people uncomfortable when they first meet me because they think, am I being serious or am I just being funny?
When I first started here, I thought Ron hated me. I still sometimes think he hates me, which is fine because I just annoy him all the time now. But at first I was like, this dude does not like me.
I feel like everybody has that reaction first, and I just think I just always treat people on an even playing field when I meet them. I'm never going to shy away from being sarcastic or my own personality.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
I'll pass along the information.
Well, you can warn everyone, all the new people. You can warn them about Ron.
So your 2020 fortune is kind of hilarious.
Okay.
So this year will not be as good as you imagined. You will have a busy life to handle with continuous problems in most aspects.
Wow.
You will face challenges in the workplace. You may be attacked by rumors.
Oh my god, I don't know what I want. Let's just skip the 2021, please.
But it says you may also get promoted for your hard work. So, you know.
That's
Haters gonna hate, Ron.
Yeah,
so,
look, you can't worry. You can't worry. In my profession, if I worried about what people think, I probably wouldn't be here.
Yeah, none of us.
None of us would. Well, yeah. After the years. Well, the challenges in work right away is this coronavirus. Just forcing our season to be canceled. So just hope that's the extent of the problem. Because what could get worse than this?
Maybe it's just the Roni. That's the problem.
It says your fortune in love and relationships is not good.
That's,
lots of doubts and
just
hesitation.
For 2020 it says that?
Well, it's 2020, so
okay.
Next year you may meet your true love.
Wow.
Good luck.
Look at that.
Don't chase her off with your sarcasm. While you will not suffer any serious health issues, you should eat lots of fruits and vegetables and exercise to keep fit.
I feel like that's the first one that said, like, what you should eat.
Yeah.
It has, like, a dietary plan in there.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's terrific.
Only fruits and vegetables.
Okay.
No protein.
Nope.
Lots of fiber.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be great.
Plant-based diet.
There you go.
So, your compatibility.
Oh, God.
I just feel like workplace and friendships, because it's weird for me to tell people who they should be in love with. Also, my husband and I are not compatible at all, according to this. So you're best compatible with an ox, dragon, and monkeys. Snakes can be really good friends, but you should avoid roosters and horses. So...
Oh, well, that makes perfect sense.
It makes perfect sense that you guys randomly hate each other.
And then... the sheep can either be a good match, like a good friendship, or your worst enemy. And I should inform you that one of the coaches is a sheep.
I thought one of them was an ox also.
Yes, one of them is an ox, one of them is a sheep.
Interesting.
So, we'll find out.
Well, we only have 2 coaches right now.
That's true. But one of them you're going to be really good friends with, and I'm not going to tell him. We have to interview them.
Yeah.
Can't give it away.
We can't give away spoilers.
Stay tuned.
I also pulled some information on good career paths for you.
Cool.
The strongest one was the grain and oil industry.
That's a lot of money in that. Well, not anymore right now.
Gas is cheap.
2020's a lot of problems apparently if I decided to get into oil.
The service industry.
Okay. I like to think I serve.
Finance and economy.
Oh, no.
Well, according to this...
Well, look, and that's okay. But finance and economy, no. I'm terrible at finance.
So are you telling me you're bad at managing your money?
No, I mean my parents help me with that. I'm still,
Oh, okay.
I'm not ready to take on that responsibility by myself.
Oh, okay. He's a baby, so
I'm
that's what he's telling
I'm
us.
extremely critical.
Well, at least he's honest about
Yeah.
it. So.
Well, that's your fortune.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I
It
appreciate
looks like a little bit of a struggle bus for 2020, but
I mean-
I kind of feel like that's everyone.
Yeah.
Well,
It's on the
it's almost
struggle
halfway
bus.
over.
So at least
That's
it's half
true.
done.
So maybe the worst is
that's
over.
right. Maybe it's just the Roni for everybody, and
Or
then when it's
some-
over, and then it's.
Or somehow this is the beginning of something even worse, which in that
No.
case I will turn into a literal fire rat.
Let's not. Maybe you can throw Ron in every once in a while as your name on the broadcast.
Maybe. Who knows?
See if it catches on.
Maybe.
I tried to get an interview with Will Ferrell. I tried to get him to like Skype in, but he didn't.
I would
respond.
lose my mind if that
He didn't
happened.
respond
We would
to
lose
my
our
Yeah,
DMs.
like I appreciate the effort. Like, wow.
So I'm gonna keep reaching out because I think it would
If
be
he
a
responds,
help.
we'll just interview
Absolutely.
part 2.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
Oh yeah. Obviously.
Yeah.
What if he dressed up as Ron?
Hey.
I don't have the
We
emotional
may have
capability
what
to
if we
answer
had like
that.
a Halloween game? You could do it.
Yeah.
Oh, no, definitely. If
Yeah.
we did have that, I'd definitely dress up as Ron.
Yeah.
I love it.
Okay. Well, I'm not gonna let you forget that.
Are you ready for the in-depth
The
questions?
Sure.
All right.
I'm gonna start.
Okay.
Well, so first, really, we should have interviewed you first because
Yeah.
you're really the interviewer.
Mhm.
Like, you do all of our interviews. You interview the coaches, the
Yeah.
players, all the things. So we were going to, like, ask you, like, tips and tricks. Like, how do you come up with your interviews? Or, like, where did you learn your skills to interviewing? Or what's the secret?
I don't know if there's a secret, but I just think I learned from watching. I mean, I watched sports my entire life, and even in movies you see interviews of whether it's a newscaster or a sportscaster. So you kind of just have to make the person that you're interviewing feel comfortable, and I think you guys have already done a good job with that with Travis and me as well. So I just want to thank you both for having me on the show. I think it's a great honor, but enough about you guys, more about me. But I think the real key is to make the person comfortable, because if you're interviewing someone that's very shut down and maybe somebody you don't know as well, they're not going to give you the most in-depth answer. And especially when you're dealing with kids in this league who are 16, 17, you've never even met them before, how are you going to get the answer out of them that you're looking for that will not only help your content, your video, whatever, but their personal career as well, because these kids got to get schooled in the media side of things so they're prepared for the next step, and that's our job right here.
Well, good. Hey, well, we got one thing going for us.
Yeah. We're comfortable.
So far.
The nest is a comfy place.
It is. It's very soft.
Yes.
This blanket
You got a
is very
blanket?
nice.
Yeah.
In case you get
It's
cold,
my favorite
Mhm.
you
blanket.
can cover up. Or you want to hide, you can
Yeah.
cover it. Whatever else.
How do you prepare for a game?
Ooh, that's a good question. Lots and lots of hours of memorization. I fill out my lineup sheets days leading up to the game, memorizing players' names, listening to broadcasts so I know how to pronounce them exactly. Because sometimes the broadcaster will pronounce it wrong. Sometimes the teams will have a pronunciation guide that's not exactly reliable. So just making sure that I know literally everything for any situation. And sometimes you don't use all the information per game. Sometimes I'll have a fact that is a really good fact, but if the situation doesn't come up in a game, you can't force it. So just preparing it as much as possible, because you never know what's going to happen. I mean, sometimes we'll be down 5-0 and we'll come back and win 6-5, and you're thinking, okay, let me have a fact for when the Stars are down 4 or more goals, what's their record? Most of the games I won't use that, but for the occasional 1 or 2, at least you're prepared in that situation.
Well, it seemed, I've always kind of wanted, because I listen to every single game I'm not at,
Mhm.
obviously. And when I have to listen, I don't know how you could possibly do it. Well, number one, clearly you're a lot younger than me, so you can see. But like, if I'm like watching on hockey TV, sometimes I can barely see their name or whatever. And I know like I've seen you in Sioux Falls before. You're literally in the rafters up there. I don't know how, number one, you're memorizing everybody that's out there. I mean, you know our guys, that's one thing. But then so the first time you go to like Sioux Falls and you've never called a Sioux Falls game before, like, how many hours do you spend like preparing that number 23 is so and so on that? The way hockey's so fast, like I would be like, oh yeah, blue guy, number 10, whatever. Like I would never be able to like. I don't know. I feel like I'd really screw that up.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting perspective when you're in the 200 level and you're looking at the guys and they kind of look like ants and you're thinking, oh, well, one guy holds his stick like this way, another guy holds his stick a certain way, and they both have, their numbers both start with 2. So it's a 50-50, right? Well, really by watching film and memorizing players and memorizing maybe a height or the way that they tape their stick or the way that they skate, that's really how I separate it. And it doesn't come from just watching it once. It's a lot of preparation, and you're gonna mess up sometimes, and that's the biggest thing I tell to younger broadcasters. Like, it's okay to mess up during a play. You just have to keep going. If you get stuck on a mistake, that's when things get dangerous, and it can get distracting to the viewer as well as yourself. It'll really throw you into a rut. But for me, I say, how many words a game? Who knows? During one sequence this year, we had 9.5 minutes without a whistle. So that's me just going back and forth, back and forth. I have no color guy, so it's just back and forth. The puck's moving. We don't know when it's going to stop, and that's the best part about hockey. It's constant improvisation, and I like to think that I've just prepared and done this for a very long time, so I'm ready for anything.
Yeah, it looks extremely difficult because sometimes if I'm watching, like I said, like I don't even like see it. Like I don't even know who had the puck.
Yeah.
And I'm watching it, like, but then I get the information like from you because you can tell me like who it is or whatever.
Yeah.
So you have to study basically. You watch film.
Yeah.
Basically, on every single thing.
Absolutely, yeah. And you can't just present the player with the puck and what he does with it the same way. I can't just say Treelor passes to Grohl, who passes to Sarlo, who passes it to whatever.
Right.
You have to mix it up, and you have to have verbiage that is not only different, but it makes sense. Like using crazy verbs like Doc Emrick, hockey fans will know his name. He uses the word like funneled up ahead, fiddled towards the corner. Like, you don't have to be that Dr. Seuss-esque with it if you're not accustomed to it, but making sure that you change up your words so it doesn't sound repetitive for everybody.
Right, so it's not just the same thing all the time.
And it's tough. It's a fast sport. It's the fastest in the world, in my opinion. And
if you listen to other,
crazy.
like if you have to listen to like the other team or whatever, like sometimes they do just go by numbers, or they'll just say Lincoln. They'll say Lincoln for every single player, and I'm like, that doesn't help.
Yeah, and for me, I never like to compare myself to other broadcasters. I just like to watch the people that I like to watch and then take notes from them. And it just, if one style fits a viewer's perspective and they like that, that's great. I don't know if everybody's going to like the way I broadcast, and that's completely fine. I just know that I'm here, and I'm not thrown out just yet after one season.
No, I think you do a good job, because
I appreciate it.
I know, like you throw out stats and stuff too, so it's another thing that's like good. Like you can say, even for the other team, you can say this guy scored like 10 goals this year already, and it's like how do you even like know this? You know,
I've learned so much about hockey just from watching away games on hockey TV.
I appreciate that.
Like I used to come to Stars games and just like walk around and look for boys because I was in middle school, obviously. And now I'm like, oh, that's what offside is. So thanks, Ron.
Yeah, no problem.
Hockey guru.
That's the biggest compliment I can get is teaching someone something new about the game each and every time.
Well, and Ron does get my IMs in the middle
During
of the
the
game.
game.
I know you're not going to answer until like I'm like, what was that? What was it even called? Why is he in the box?
And
like, I don't know what's happening.
I'll know exactly what she's referencing every single time. It doesn't matter how much time's gone by.
It is kind of funny. I'm like, don't answer me until the intermission. But I'm like, why was Travis in the box? Like, I don't, because like either I can't hear or I don't know what it was, or I'm like, what was that? Like, sometimes the calls.
Yeah.
Because like, if I can't tell what it is sometimes until you call it and say like what they say. Because I'm like, what? What is whatever they're doing with their hands? Like, what is that? Like, and then there's random. I know quite a bit about hockey and know the calls, but every once in a while there's a like some bizarre thing.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
what?
We've had
is
some weird
this?
ones. We've
Yeah.
definitely had some weird
There was a game. Well, what was the game? They like stopped the. Something was wrong with the ice, I think, and they stopped the play like 2 minutes in, and everybody was like going off the ice, and I'm like, what's happening?
Yeah, that
There's
was
2 minutes left in the period.
That was Sioux City, so there was a
Yeah.
huge chunk in the ice, and it was so bad that they just said, all right, we're done with this. Everybody go to the locker room. But then to start the second period, we had to finish the last 2 minutes of the first period. So it was a very, very, very weird situation.
I had a million questions when that happened, because I'm like, there's still 2 minutes. You can't just get rid of 2 minutes. And I'm like, what are they gonna do? So I started going crazy, and then Ron has to deal with me.
That's fine.
So it's okay. All right. Well, that was a long question.
That's a hard-hitting
That's fine.
question.
That's a long
Yeah.
question.
We're here
I
for
didn't
the
expect
dirt.
this type of journalism.
We're here for the dirt.
People want to
Ron.
know.
Give
Okay.
the people what they want.
Yes.
And speaking of people and what they
gosh.
want, Jordan,
Ooh,
our
really
buddy
wanna know.
Jordan,
Mm-hmm.
wants to know what some of your pregame rituals and superstitions are.
Ooh, that's a good one. I like to listen to the same soundtrack before every game. I kind of have a playlist that I
Is
go
it the
through.
Sound of Music?
It's not the Sound of Music. I'm not a big fan of.
Phantom of the Opera.
No, I'm not. You just named two things that I am
Is
very
there like, is it
disinterested in.
country?
It is not country. That would be pretty wild because country is my least favorite genre. No offense to any country fans.
Frank Sinatra.
I listened to a couple Frank Sinatra songs, to kind of get into that entertaining mood.
Can you sing Frank Sinatra?
No.
Yes.
I can. No.
Yes, you can.
I can, but I won't do it on camera. That's
okay.
for after the games.
I've seen a clip, people.
Yeah.
I know
I think there are a couple of clips out there.
I have two on my phone.
Okay,
I've heard
great.
some stories.
There's a lot of stories.
So Ron can sing.
Yeah.
Maybe you should sing on the broadcast. That'd be fun.
I think I
Like,
did
once in a while,
in a way, because I think the other team scored a pretty good goal, and then right after that, one of our players did. So I did anything you could do, I could do better. But I did it in a sing-song way, because you just got to keep it light on the broadcast. So yeah, I kind of busted out my chops for that.
If this video can get 100 comments,
Yes.
I will create a petition that everyone can sign for Ron to sing for us. Is that fair?
That's
On
fair.
some
Okay.
broadcast somewhere.
Cool.
Yes. Well, the next question we kind of already
Yeah.
covered some of those things. We went into a lot. Here's another good one. Post-game interviews. So you have to interview the coaches
Yes.
after every single game, good or bad,
Yep.
win or lose, terrible roughing, whatever, right? So, and they can't say no. Can they? Or can they say no? Can they not interview? I don't know. There's actually rules on that.
It's a sponsorship, so we thank Southside Auto Tech for all the work they do. Nice shameless
Yes.
plug. But yeah, I think we do one every game, but in the rare case, or maybe we've got to get on the bus right away
Right.
because of weather or something like that, we may not have one. But no, after every game this season, I believe, we have one.
So like, how do you prepare? Because you don't know what to ask, because you don't know what's going to happen in the game till the game's over. So the game's over, you have what, like 5 minutes before he comes back up for the interview. Like, how do you decide on what you're going to ask him?
Well, first and foremost, I think you have to be respectful to whoever you're interviewing, whether it's a player or a coach, good or bad. You can't really lead them into a situation where they're either going to get in trouble with the league, and whether it's a fine or a suspension based on coaches' comments. I never want that to happen. That would be my biggest failure as a broadcaster. So to not put them in that situation is the number one thing. The number two thing is to just ask them something that they've probably already talked about in the locker room. And that's pretty easy when you see the game going on and you see the themes developing over 3 periods. Even if something happens in overtime, you can say, okay, well, I know this is going to be fresh in his mind right now. Let me just ask that. And before the interview happens, there is a 20 to 30 second window where I tell, whether it was Cody last year or Mike's at the end of the year and then Mike's upcoming this year, it's going to be, hey, can I ask about this? Because I never want to put anybody in that spot where it's like they're shell-shocked on air and don't want to give me the right answer, or worse, maybe they'll have a backhanded answer for me, because it's a partnership up there. Really, it's about strengthening that relationship between me and the coaches, because when I came in August, we're playing in September, and me and Cody are doing a one-on-one interview after a game, and that's the first time we've done that. So it's a little bit of some growing pains to see, how is he going to respond if I ask this type of question, and Cody was tremendous with me last year, and Mike's was the same at the end of the year, and I have no doubts moving forward about that.
Yeah, because you don't know what they're gonna say. So
No.
I mean, if they're pissed about a game, and they're gonna be. I mean, that's the way it goes. Like, like you have to just like change on the fly. Like, okay, we gotta veer off of this question or topic or whatever else, because they don't know what you're gonna ask. You don't know what to ask, and like you have to ask. I mean, you have to ask the bad questions. If you lost, like, hey, what do you think happened or whatever. I don't know how you ask that question in the right form, but like, I mean, you have to ask tough questions sometimes, right?
Yeah, of course, because I'm not a homer. I never have been, whether it's broadcasting or interviewing. If the Stars got beat 6-0, I can't say, hey, coach, it was a good effort. What can you guys do next game? Because they're going to laugh in my face, number one, because they don't want to sugarcoat it for our fans and our organization as a whole. We know we can do better. We know we can perform better, and the coaches are going to give you a blunt and honest answer, and that's something I really appreciate.
Good. Has a coach, like, post-game ever, like, in any other aspect, whatever you've been doing, like, other jobs, been like, why the heck did you even ask me that question? Like, have they got, like, mad at you ever? And, like, how could you even ask me that and, like, want to, like, punch you in the face? Or
luckily, no, at least not to my face. You never know behind the scenes, but no, I like to think I know what I'm talking about. I mean, I've studied this game for a very long time, even just only being 23 years old. I don't really look at myself as a 23-year-old. I've studied this game for so long. I've watched so much film on this, and I prepared for almost any situation. So I don't think I've run into that situation, but maybe you'll have someone on in the future, and then they'll say, oh yeah, he asked me this really dumb question.
I mean, like, should we be videoing this sometime in case one of the coaches just wants to, like, cross-check you?
Maybe something we could do in the future is put the interviews on video. I think that would be a really good treat for the fans too, good or bad.
Yeah, good.
Can you tell us what it's like to ride on the bus?
Ooh. It's a fun time. It really is. Junior hockey is, buses with fold down beds, and it's 12 and 13-hour rides, and it could be in torrential rainstorms, it could be snowstorms like we saw in Fargo. We had to rush out of Fargo in late December because it was literally a winter advisory. They were shutting the roads down. We would have been stuck there, but it's a fun time. You hear a lot more of the guys' personalities. It's like being in the locker room, really, and I don't like to be down there too much. I like to let the coaches and the players do their thing, so the bus is a little bit more of an unfiltered look at the team.
Do you have any... Well, I heard on the bus you always sit by Mike's.
I sit by the coaches, so it's like, it was Cody, Mike's, Corey, and me, and then the players all back.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do they all kind of sit the same? Like, is it always, like, same seating arrangement? They just...
For the coaches, yes, the guys sometimes flip it up, but you had, like, Lopes and Barbs and Sarlo in the back and Travis, and then the rookies would be near me.
Do you have any funny stories from the bus that you can share?
I think just, aside from all the jokes that are thrown back and forth between the players and even the coaches getting involved with it too, there's a funny game that we play called bus tag. It sounds very self-explanatory, but whenever we're coming back from a meal or just stopping at a rink, someone will start the game and they'll run to the bus after tagging someone, and you have to touch the bus, and then you're okay. So what the guys like to do with me in the beginning is they like to get me involved in the game. Like, the coaches were involved in the game, but I mean, I'm new to the team. I'm closer in age to the guys than the coaches are. They wanted to put me in the game. So they would tag me, and I usually just, I either tag someone or lose right away. But there was one instance where Dalton Norris caught me off guard, and we were in the parking lot of, I think, in Plymouth, Michigan, and Daltz was staring me one-on-one because I knew he was it too. And sometimes you don't know the game's going on. Sometimes you're in like full like backpack mode and you're carrying all your gear, and then someone tags you. Then you're like, oh my god, I gotta get someone else before everybody is at the bus. And everybody's waiting, tagged, on like against the bus. So everybody's watching you. So it was me and Daltz one-on-one, and I don't think Daltz knew that I was a pretty fast person, so I just blew right by him. And Coach Mike's and like Cody and Corey, they were laughing, the players were laughing, and Mike still talks about that time I ran past Daltz. No offense, Daltz. We will see him next year too. But it was a pretty funny
question.
Yes,
Daltz did.
Yeah.
He's a great guy. I mean, everybody on the team is great. So being on the bus and just watching and listening to these guys, and sometimes the guys are studying film 10 hours, 12 hours before we're going to a game, and that just shows you the level of dedication these guys have.
I think some of them like to give you a hard. I think they listen to your broadcast.
They do. Every single...
Because you hear them. I've heard them after the game sometimes, like out by the buses or whatever. They repeat things you've said.
Yes.
All the time. It's
and that's
funny.
Weird.
They're just giving you a hard time.
Yeah, but everybody's playing the games on the bus coming back. So I'm hearing my voice across like 8 different parts of the bus.
Oh gosh.
So it's obviously either the biggest calls of the game or the biggest plays of the game. So it could be an eccentric goal call or me getting upset at the officials. So and the guys like to have fun with that. And again, that's just how it is. And that's it's something.
That's good. That
cool.
means they like it.
I hope so. Yeah.
You're up.
Oh, I have a fun would you rather question.
Cool.
Would you rather lose your voice before a game or have your computer break mid-game?
That's such a tough question.
It's like Travis's pickle question.
Yes. Yeah. What did he say? Did he say he would eat a pickle?
He said
yeah, he's
he would
not
eat a pickle.
gonna not ever see Eugene again.
It's weird. He doesn't like pickles at all.
He hates pickles.
I remember.
He doesn't even like the smell, the look. He doesn't even like want them in a jar on the table in front of him.
Yeah.
If we went out to eat, and it took him a while to like learn around in Nebraska. Like if you order a hamburger or any sort of sandwich, they like come with pickles, and he didn't ask without it. And it like his face. If he would like open up the like hamburger, there's a pickle. He's like, oh my god. Like wants to fall out of his chair. He hates it.
So funny.
The thing with that question is that if my computer breaks, we don't have a radio broadcast and we don't have like social media, so that's more of like the team letting them down in a way.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd probably put my voice. Is my voice completely gone?
Yeah.
Like I can't do the game.
Nope.
I'd probably lose my voice then, because at least we could do social and let people know what's going on.
You just live tweet it.
Yeah, but that's a very tough question. But I'd have to say losing my voice, and that's almost happened a couple times in my career, and I've got my own little remedies to kind of.
Well, sometimes I'm there. I mean, I can just jump in.
Yeah, if you ever lose your voice, the Snake and the Rooster can take over the broadcast.
And Jordan wants to too, so it could be a 3-person.
Do you ever like have like whatever they call it when someone's with you?
Like a color commentator?
Yeah.
I brought a couple of the players on during the games. And I have no problem bringing you guys on during intermission to either talk about whatever's going on with the Stars, but you gotta be able to censor yourself, and I'm looking at one person. So
I'll put up a sign.
We want to, for one game, we want to watch it on hockey TV down here without the audio, and we're going to film ourselves broadcasting.
We could do an away game.
Yeah, we should do an away game.
Easier, yeah, because you guys have 0 time during the home games.
And then we can see how horrible we are.
Yeah.
Or
That'd
it's better.
Super
and
fun.
then maybe
I
people
think
will
that'd be
want you to
hilarious,
take my job, and then that's the 2020 misfortune.
And the rumors.
We can never go live.
No.
We could. We just
could. We just could be.
It would have to be
You would have to be a pay-per-view subscription.
Yeah.
So
have to be rated like
it'd have to be
PG-13.
rated. Yeah.
Maybe
13.
R.
I don't know about R, but at least
At least PG-13. Parent supervision is recommended.
There will be some bad words.
Yes.
We haven't said I don't think we've said a bad word
yet.
yet.
That's too much.
I didn't have to edit anything last episode.
Whoa, we're what we're failing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I knew that.
Bleep us out. All right, what are we on?
So I did a little Facebook creeping, and I'm just like kind of curious why your political views on Facebook are kittens for life. Do you like kittens? Do you have one? Do you think they're cute?
I personally don't like my political views being brought up on this show. No, that's just like a joke from my friends from high school. It's just one of those terms we made up. We abbreviated it KFL. It's the dumbest thing ever. You know, it's just my friends and I growing up. I mean, I went to high school with kids that I've known since I was 3. I went to college with kids that I've known since I was 3, and I'm still friends with basically all those guys and girls, which is great. But yeah, we just like to joke around, and for some reason, that at the time was the biggest joke when we were 14, 15 years old, and I guess it's not conservative or liberal, it's kittens
for life.
Not a big cat guy, though.
I think that's going to be
keeps you in
my
the neutral
political
zone.
view.
Oh, yeah.
Political views.
My cat would be the best president. She is...
What would be her platform?
Treats, food, and
Treats for everyone.
on her birthday, I have this like
Her
string.
cat had a birthday.
Yeah,
party.
my cat had a birthday party because she's precious. She hated it, but we loved it. I had this like decorative string that I just like ripped out of the little spindle thing, and I was just like, whatever, a decoration. And it's her favorite toy. So treats, food, and her string toy would be her platform. And also eating grass and chasing bugs. She loves to chase bugs. So I think she would make an excellent president.
Wow.
She's very soft-spoken. She's good on camera.
Ron, you can be the campaign manager.
Yeah.
Maybe.
April 2020.
You can write all the speeches.
I'll probably vote for her given my political views.
It's adorable.
We should get buttons made.
Oh my gosh, that would be so cute.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway.
Nice
Why are
segue.
you doing that? Anyway. Well, okay. Jordan has another question for you.
Great.
What's your obsession with Nicolas Cage?
Is that a actual question? Why wouldn't you be
I don't
obsessed
know.
with Nicolas Cage is a better
That's his
question.
I
to
feel
come
like
back
it's
with.
kind of a controversial question though. Like, some people, it's kind of like a love or a hate thing, you know?
For me, it's love with Nicolas Cage. He can't do
He can
anything
do no wrong?
No.
Like, what's your favorite Nicolas Cage movie then?
The funniest thing about that question is that I really don't have one, but if I had to pick one, it'd be The Wicker Man. It's a lesser known film, but one of the biggest scenes is he gets bees inside of like, I don't even know what it is, like a type of device, and they put it around his head. And like he's being tortured by all these bees. It's like it's the funniest
Murder
scene.
Hornets?
It was a prequel. It was a prequel to 2020.
no.
It was a prequel.
If we look at all of Nicolas
Murder
Cage's...
Hornets.
No, not the bees! Not the bees! Ah! Oh, my eyes! My eyes! Ah! Ah!
Edited it.
So
I
we can
guarantee
see
you nobody
this.
knows what I'm talking about. That's
I-
okay. But I'll say, how about Ghost Rider? Ghost Rider was a fun one, right?
I've never seen that
I've
either.
never seen that either.
Oh.
I've watched National Treasure.
And that
One
movie
and two.
is a national treasure.
Oh.
So
I said amazing.
I tried to help.
We tried.
The
We
only
failed.
thing I can think of is the car stealing movie. Why can't I think of the name?
Okay, let's run.
Ron, what's your deal with yogurt?
What do you mean? I don't know what
You
that is.
You eat it every single day.
Every day that I don't go out to get lunch, I usually go with just a sandwich, yogurt, granola bars, protein bars. Yeah, I mean, yogurt's great.
Lori disagrees. I agree.
I disagree.
You don't like yogurt.
I hate yogurt.
Do you like frozen yogurt?
Froyo.
I mean, sure. I mean,
That's just fake
whatever.
yogurt.
It's not.
It's just
It's lying
Why?
to
Yeah, I don't really eat that either.
What's your favorite yogurt brand? Maybe we can get you some free
Get,
stuff.
Oikos.
Oikos. Oh,
Greek yogurt.
the Greek yogurt. You get the protein ones too.
Yeah, like the nice 15
Love
grams.
Those.
Nice. Just
Oikos, send us some yogurt.
Well, he needs to be eating lots of the one with the fruit in it.
Yeah, so
Apparently.
you are eating your fruit
yeah.
and veggies, I guess.
Got it. It's good.
Okay, so our pal Anthony has, this one's an interesting question. It's not like personal, but I just am really curious to hear your answer on this.
It'll probably be edited out.
If you drop a bar of soap on the floor, is the floor clean or is the soap dirty?
It's one of those.
Yeah.
That's an interesting one. Wouldn't it be... If I'm going to get technical here, the whole floor isn't clean just because you drop a bar of soap.
That's true.
Just the one surface area has soap on it.
But then do you have to wash the soap off?
This is a question for Anthony.
I don't
In this hypothetical.
know. Alright, we'll move on to the next one. Is a hot dog a sandwich?
No.
Can you tell us why?
I'm from Chicago. A hot dog is a hot dog.
What's a Chicago hot dog?
The Chicago style hot dog is, if we're talking traditional Chicago style hot dog, you got mustard, you got onions, you got tomato, you got pickles, you got celery salt, you got relish. It's a lot for a hot dog, but it's incredible. I mean, the red hot dogs are great, don't get me wrong. I didn't know what a red hot
best
dog
hot
was.
dogs. Fairberry.
Love them.
Yeah, Fairberry, keep up with the great work. That hot dog cannon. Whew. Anyways, the Chicago style hot dog is not a sandwich, and it is one of the greatest things.
Do people call hot dog sandwiches?
Not where I come from.
Is that why?
But
he
this
asked
is the
this
biggest
I don't know.
debate because it's got bread.
Yeah.
I feel like it's more of like a hoagie. You know, like hoagies have like, or like a, does it fall under the Philly cheesesteak like type category? Like what's that category? It's not, a Philly cheesesteak is not a sandwich.
I mean, if it's a hot dog, it's a hot dog. It's just always a hot dog.
Exactly. You say, hey, let me get a
I
hot
mean-
dog, not, hey, let me get a sandwich. And then a hot dog appears in front of you.
Well, I'd have to agree. A hot dog is a hot dog.
Yeah.
It's a good question, though. Thank you.
Interesting.
Thank you for settling this debate
These
on the
are
snake and the rooster.
very serious questions
Yes.
that we have. All right, Ryan has some questions. Our owner Ryan has some questions for you.
Okay.
These would be probably a little different. What do you hope to use the platform you have with the Lincoln Stars to accomplish?
Wow, that's a very, very good question.
It's like he's interviewing you again.
Yeah, it's like I'm in that Starbucks in Illinois. That's where I met Ryan for the first time. I think just showcasing the organization is everything that it is. I think it's a hard-working team, both front office and players and coaches, and just showing everybody why they should come out to Stars games and turning this team once again into the best organization in the USHL, and I don't think we're very far off from that.
That's a good answer.
Who is the best person you've interviewed?
Ooh. Here or just in general?
Ever.
For me, it was Doc Emrick, who's the voice of NBC Sports. He's broadcasted 15, 16 Stanley Cup Finals. He is my idol. I grew up just impersonating him. I still do an impersonation of him. I won't do that here.
Oh, come on.
But
Do
You
it.
can't say that and then not do it.
No, it's one of those things where he was my hero. He literally is everything I want to be and everything I want to do. And luckily, when I was 17 years old, I got the opportunity to interview him for a website I was working for, and now we're actually like really close. And I sent him my reels, and he gives me feedback on them. And when he heard about the job that I got in Lincoln, he was over the moon, and that means so much to me as a guy who. He's like a superhero. You see him on TV, you don't know how he's going to be. It's like you never meet your heroes, you hear that expression, but he was everything as advertised, and I owe a lot to that man.
Thanks, Doc.
Yeah.
Thanks, Doc.
What do you like to do in Lincoln?
I don't have a lot of downtime when I'm not working because I love my job so much and there's just so much to do that there's rarely any free time. But I think just hanging out with either you guys or my friends that I met around here. I like to golf, so I've been golfing now due to the quarantine. I've got some free time, but just hang out at my apartment though. I play video games with my friends that kind of keeps us connected, whether they're in Chicago or they're somewhere else and I'm in Nebraska. It's just a way for us to all stay up to date on what everybody's doing.
What's your dream job?
Just to be in the NHL and broadcasting, that's a pretty easy one. I've always wanted to do it ever since I was 2 years old. And
Like which team? Do you have a team or do you care?
everybody asks me that, and I really don't. I think it would be really cool for it to be Chicago. I didn't grow up a Blackhawks fan. Technically, when I was like 3 or 4, I was a Blackhawks fan, but ever since then, I haven't been a Blackhawks fan. But my family has season tickets. They've had them for 30 years now. I just think it would be awesome and a full circle moment for me to go to Chicago, but really, any team. I don't care where it is as long as I'm there.
Maybe that new Seattle team.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yep, and they have their affiliate team is actually going to be in Palm Beach, so that's not a bad spot either.
That's odd.
Yeah.
Is that odd?
It's odd. Well, I mean, Palm Beach is not what you think hockey is, but
yeah,
that's pretty cool. They got a couple teams in Florida now.
Interesting. So Dalton Norris sent in a couple questions. Thanks, Dalton. Which of the stars was the best on camera?
I like to think he was, and that's funny that he asked that question. I think Daltz is very well prepared, and when I interviewed him for the first time, he's a rookie, and he's got a brother, Josh, that is playing in the NHL. He played for Ottawa before this season got stopped or postponed in the NHL, but yeah, he's very good on camera. I think a lot of the guys, for the most part, they're good on camera, but they think they're not. And like Josh Lapina would give me an answer, then be like, I want to change the answer. I'm like, no, like that. It doesn't need to be perfect. You can say you can stutter, you can pause. You don't need
listen to us every podcast.
Or listen to me. It's like you don't need to be 100% perfect with every single answer. But no, I thought for the most part, a lot of the guys are really good on camera. I think Daltz stands out as one of the best ones, though. Moose too, Jake Musatelli.
Maybe he knew, and that's why he asked the question.
I wanted to hear it.
Who is the worst on camera?
I don't want to say worst, but I'd say guys that can use some work. But again, it comes down to the confidence. Like I always ask them questions and get the right answers out of them, but they're just never satisfied. Brad Morrissey, I have a funny story with him. We tried to just do 2 questions. It probably took 30 minutes. And the questions are really just, hey, how does it feel to play Tri-City again? Because he had played for Tri-City the year prior. Mm-hmm. And how did it feel scoring your first goal as a star? And he never liked his answer. And we just kept replaying it and then recutting and just continuing to try and give him as much opportunities as possible. And it took us a little while, but he got it. And Jacob Bauer was a little hesitant to being interviewed, but I thought he was great. But a lot of the guys give him stuff for it because he's kind of shy when the camera's on him, and a lot of kids are, and I don't blame him.
Well, I mean, I think just a lot of people are. I mean, it's tough because you're going to be the most critical of yourself.
Yes.
So then if you watch it, you're like, oh my god, I'm sound like an idiot.
I can't watch.
And you got to realize everything we do is on social media. It's out there, and then everybody loves to comment, good and bad and the ugly, and then you
open yourself up to a lot of either criticism or praise, and that vulnerability, I think, makes people.
Yeah, I mean, you could have 100 people say good things, and then not one person that says something negative takes you down.
Yeah.
Let's go through the examples now.
Yeah. So be nice.
Yeah, just be nice.
Be nice.
It's not hard.
That's right. He's still on.
He's got one more. He sent us 3 questions.
Okay.
If you had to be quarantined with one Stars player, who would you choose?
I know what the guys think I'm going to answer, and it's going to be Travis, because me and Travis I think because he was your billet son and he came here all the time, we had a good rapport, but that's a good one. Let's think. Probably Zach Erdahl. I think me and him get along pretty well. We play video games together, so we did the Gaming with the Stars featuring NHL 20. He's a great guy. I think that'd be pretty funny to see. We do a lot of give and take. He'll make a joke about me being the worst broadcaster ever, and I'll make a joke about how he didn't back check in the second period. So there's a lot of back and forth with me and Erds, but it's all jokes. But yeah, but I mean, all the guys were just great, and I think that's the biggest shock to me because I'd never worked in this league before, and 16, 17-year-old kids, it's like, are they going to take anything seriously? Are they going to take me seriously is what I do? But they were phenomenal. So I think it'd be funny to get everybody in a Big Brother house and put a camera on and see how everybody would go.
Oh gosh.
Reality TV.
Yikes.
We can have a Stars reality TV. What's like.
Isn't that what this is?
Kind of. But you don't see every day, all day. But
we can call TLC.
TLC. I mean, they have some weird stuff on there.
Yeah.
They got Honey Boo Boo.
Yeah.
We can do it too.
Yep.
Ron can sing.
I'll send them an email today and just say like, hey.
You guys look at them like they're gonna do.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty much it. I guess one last thing. I'm just kind of making stuff up now.
Sure.
Like, what are you like looking forward to this coming seasons, or anything you are gonna change, do a little differently with going in now that you've got almost one season, in with the Stars?
I think just continuing to be innovative and continuing to be spontaneous with our content. I think if we did the same things over and over, it'd be a little repetitive, even if it's with different personnel, like different players. I think the biggest example of that is Tanner's video that we made in February with him being the emergency backup goaltender.
Yes,
that was
so
our
funny.
biggest video, and we thank everybody who viewed that, and Channel 10 and 11 for showing that on your newscast, which I thought was incredible. But yeah, just continuing to challenge yourself, continuing to put yourself in uncomfortable situations. That's the best way to grow, in my opinion, and especially in the content game that I'm in, you always want to challenge yourself and say, all right, this is what we're going to need to do. It's going to be difficult, but the payoff is going to be even better, and I think that's what we saw last year and what I hope to build on moving forward.
We have to put ourselves in a lot of difficult situations.
Yeah.
So, okay, I think that's it for the questions, but we always finish with a game.
Okay.
Everybody's got to play a game.
I forgot about that, yeah.
So we got to play
All
our
right.
game. So,
Are we asking him all of these?
well, I don't know. We'll see. Let's see how long we have.
Alright.
So,
This is your favorite game. This is 5 second
This
rule.
is a good game. I really like it.
we're going to see if we figure that you would be good at this game.
Yeah.
We suck at it.
Oh, yeah.
I suck at it. It's hard.
It's difficult.
So we're going to just see. I mean, I figured if you can like read all these guys skating all over the ice like this fast,
Then you should be able to
Then
do
it
you
should be
can
a walk.
like
Yeah.
5 seconds. You can come up with 3 things.
Sure.
Okay.
Oh,
Right.
after you say it, I'll flip it.
Alright. Name 3 things you'd hate to find in your burrito.
Human teeth, hair, and a mask.
Okay.
Yeah.
Should we just like
I don't know why I
fire
specified
around?
human teeth. It could have been anybody's teeth. So,
Alright. Name 3 one-hit wonders.
Carly Rae Jepsen, Rick Astley, and I was gonna say
Bummer.
who's I don't even know.
Is Carly Rae Jepsen a one-hit wonder?
This is a great. I'm glad you asked that, and the answer is yes.
Which
Okay.
song?
Call Me Maybe.
Oh.
See.
Yes.
So yeah.
So she really is
The
one hit
the
wonder.
argument is that for a normal person that maybe isn't like listening to either that genre or that person the most, I said Call Me Maybe and you were like, yep, I know that song.
Yeah.
I almost said Rebecca Black.
That's a
Rebecca
good
Black
one.
would've been fine.
Alright. Name 3 celebrities that go by only one name.
Kanye, Beyonce, and I was gonna say Jay-Z.
Prince.
Yeah.
Kesha.
Prince. Yeah.
Oh.
See, if I have like 1.5 more seconds, I'm like, I got it.
Well, you only have 5.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, name 3 sports celebrities who did jail time.
O.J. Simpson, Michael Vick, and Jared Stoll.
Good one.
See, I knew he would do
Yeah. Name 3 people who swear a lot.
Myself, I don't know. I blanked after that. Swear aloud is subjective.
I thought for sure I did the first
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, we have to ask this because I'm
Yeah.
like, he's going to say my name.
Yeah, no. If I had more seconds, I'd probably just put like.
The entire stuff.
Yeah. I was thinking like celebrities after me, and I was like, well, I should have just said people I know, but if people
It
don't
could
know,
be.
I know.
It didn't say
That's true.
celebrities. It just said
anyone.
anyone.
Mm-hmm.
All right, name 3 nicknames for a butt.
Oh, I'm not answering that. I don't want to censor myself.
Booty, jump. Got it.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
And
Name
now I have to censor it, so it's just more work for me.
Just one word.
Shiitake.
Oh, okay.
Look at that.
We
Okay.
don't have to censor it.
I
know.
will censor it.
But you thought you did. All right. Name 3 places you shouldn't get a tattoo.
Lower back, on your face, and oh man,
It's so
These are
hard.
hard.
that's
It's
difficult.
hard.
That's I don't even know.
Well, I mean, that depends on who you ask.
Sure.
Some
Yeah.
people want to get them on their face.
Yeah.
I guess hands, because everybody's always gonna see it whether
Yeah.
you're working or whatever.
All right. Name 3 cocktails.
Oh, I'm terrible at this. What, a Manhattan, an appletini, and a martini?
There you go.
You got
You
it.
did it.
Hooray!
Name 3 things that burn.
A stove, my jokes, and fire.
Oh my god.
All right. Last one.
Okay.
Name 3 cures for a hangover.
Pedialyte, drinking more, and breakfast food
Good one.
You tried all 3 of those?
at the same time. No, I think Pedialyte is always a good go-to, but Taco Bell breakfast. That's,
Ooh.
trust me,
You do have to have the grease food.
Have you been to Highway Diner yet?
I have been.
Yes.
Very
Did you get
good.
magic toast?
I did, yeah.
Highway Diner.
That'd be a
Magic
great
Toast.
sponsor.
Get on here. You need to get. That'd be a great sponsor. Magic toast.
The assist of the
Love
game.
Magic Toast.
You can.
Mhm.
Hey,
Oh.
they're always open. You can go there after the game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You can get
Sure
your magic
is.
toast after you drink a whole bunch of beer here.
Responsibly.
Hey,
Responsibly.
Highway Diner. Call me. Just ask for the snake.
Yeah.
What would happen if someone called and said, "Yeah, can I talk to the snake?"
I would talk to them.
I would-
Would you be like instantly, "Yes, I'm talking about me," or would you think there's an actual snake? in
I
there?
wouldn't even ask Lori
I'd
if
just
she
be like,
wanted to take the phone call. I would just
Take it.
automatically transfer it.
Gotcha.
It's exactly what I would do.
Yeah. Auto transfer, and then it's just like snake. All you just say it, and
Yeah.
then it's, we know.
Perfect.
Now everybody knows the tricks, though.
Yep. I know how to bypass the
Yeah.
security system.
Yeah.
Just me.
All right, Ron. Thanks.
Thank you.
Hope you had fun.
It was a lot of fun.
It's a good interview.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Did great.
So, hope everybody enjoys.
All
All right, that was good.
Yeah.
Good
Thanks,
interview
Ron.
with Ron. Thanks for coming in, Ron.
Yeah. Thanks for sitting in the hot seat for quite a while.
The
Good
next.
time. The nest. I love that.
We better get a new sign.
Yeah. We do have some exciting news. Mark your calendars for June 17th. We are partnering with the Red Cross here in Lincoln to host a blood drive.
Yes. It is a Wednesday. It's during the week.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, if you're sitting at home on quarantine, what else you got to do?
Yeah. And I know they're in high need, high demand for blood donations right now, especially with the influx in the hospitals and everything going on.
They've had a lot of stuff cancel, obviously, lately, so they really need to like have an event hosted, and we have a ton of space for them to spread out as much as possible. So we have a good space for that to keep it safe for everyone.
Yep.
So we'll be posting social media. There'll be links so you can actually sign up and schedule a time.
Yep.
So you can make an appointment and do the whole thing. So make sure you watch for that, details on that.
And if you can't donate, you're scared of needles, you're too young, whatever that may be, we are going to have some drive-through concessions open. So we picked a pretty fun menu of some of our like popular items that we still have in stock.
We'll post the menu.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be the blood drive is from noon to 6, so you kind of hit both. So if you are back to work and you're working and you want to have lunch, you can like drive through and get a hot dog meal.
Yeah.
Pop in a souvenir cup.
Yeah.
And we'll just be outside. We'll, Craig Estadillo, everybody knows. Craig.
The voice of the stars.
Our announcer. He'll be outside DJing. There'll be some music. You don't even have to get out of your car, but you can say hi to Craig, drive through. Comet will be here at some point. I don't know if the whole time. So drive through, get a meal. You don't have to get out of your car. You can go down the lane. We'll face off.
Face Off will be open, so we will be limiting that to 10 people in Face Off at a time. But if you want to grab your hot dog meal, eat it in your car, come in, see if you can stop into Face Off, get some merchandise that you were planning to get, but obviously the Rona hit.
Yeah.
So you couldn't do any of your end of season shopping. I will most likely be manning the bar, so we're gonna have some off-sale alcohol. You can get a margarita. We're gonna do some create your own 6-packs. You can take a bottle of Pink Whitney home with you if you want. So we will be doing that. Also, we have very limited quantities of all of our alcohol. And food.
Yep.
So very first come, first serve type of deal. Yeah, come on out, say hi. The kids are out of school now, so might be a little fun time to...
Even if you don't want to eat, you just want to drive by because you missed the ice box, come down and see us.
Oh, they can have a picnic on the grass out here.
You sure can. Hopefully it's a nice day.
Yeah.
You can come hang out for a little bit, 6 feet away from us.
Yeah. Make sure you keep the social distancing rules if you're going to have a picnic.
all the alcohol is to go. It's off sale, so you cannot have it here. It needs to be to go and take it. Or if we do a 6-pack, it's closed, obviously.
Yep.
Take that with you. What else are we going to have that day?
Well, Face Off will be open, and we're going to have some Snake and Rooster exclusive special items.
So maybe get something on sale.
Yeah.
So that could be fun.
Yeah.
Oh, also, if you come on down and drive through and purchase anything, a drink, a hot dog, whatever, I think we're going to have pulled pork. We'll get the menu out, and we'll talk about that on our next couple podcasts because it's about a month away. You can sign up to register to win a jersey.
Yep.
And then if you donate blood, you get double entries. So, come on in, donate blood, get a chance to win a couple times in there. There'll be some goodies also for people who donate blood inside. Pre-register will be the best, but we will get all the details out probably this week.
Awesome.
It'll be on social media. So
awesome.
All the deets there. So come and see us.
Yes.
Because we miss your faces.
So much. We were supposed to see your faces like 10 more times.
Yeah.
And then we couldn't.
Or maybe like 20 if we made it all the way through playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, who knows?
Who knows?
So, that's it. I think that's all we have for today. Good interview. First in-person interview. That was fun.
That was super fun.
What do we got next week?
Next week we have Tanner. Most of you know him as one of our Zamboni guys. He's our rink manager. He makes sure this place stays standing and the heat stays on for us and the ice stays cold.
Fixes everything that's broke.
Mm-hmm.
Removes all the wildlife.
Yes.
So we can get some stories.
Yeah.
And
he's
we
also
love to prank Tanner.
He's been the victim of so many of our pranks. Hopefully we can
Poor Tanner.
feature some of those on here. Yeah.
You can see how he feels about us.
Yeah.
Next time.
He acts like he hates it, but he really loves it.
He does.
Yeah.
He totally does. Except for when we steal his stuff.
Yeah. Oops. It was funny to us.
I know. So stay tuned to get all the fun behind the scenes
Comment
jokes
below with some of your questions.
Yeah, what do you want to know from Tanner? We haven't got a big response of questions, so it'll be really fun to have fans ask them stuff. So please come up with anything.
Mm-hmm.
Anything you want to know. You can, even if you want to know about Tanner, about the ice, about his job, like all things. Just ask it.
Yep.
So we can get your questions out there. So, all right.
All right.
See you next time.
We will see you next week.
Thank you.
Bye.